there, just do it later. This is a fan-made hoodie that I bought online on Teespring. Anyway, that's not an advert. Yeah, we're off to see Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, I wasn't hyped about it for a long time. The first two trailers didn't get me. There was a third trailer, I think, Comic-Con, which was quite a bit better. I'm just like, okay. And I'm also looking forward to it because of Kang. Kang was introduced in Loki Season 1. He is the next big bad Thanos level villain, so they need to get him right. And he's got different variants. There's different versions of him. We got one version in Loki, the nice version, and I assume the one in this movie is a bit more serious. So I'm looking forward to watching Kang, and hopefully it's good. It's gotten a lot of bad reviews. A lot of people do not like it at all, and some people actually thought it was pretty good and it was okay. No one's really said it was great. So this is out of like reviewers, not like audiences, but like reviewers, critics, and YouTube channels that I watch. Either they hate it or they think it's alright, and there's some good bits. So yeah, we'll see. I always want to have my own opinion, so I never like look at negative opinions and think, oh, it's going to be bad. In my opinion, you'll never really know until you actually see it for yourself. So yeah, I never let negative opinions influence me, but I still like to hear them. I like to hear people's views, even if they are negative. So yeah, so let's go and watch it. Hopefully it's good. It's actually quite sunny. Yeah, very nice. It's not even that cold either. It's got like a nice breeze. It's February. February's normally like one of the coldest months. Actually a nice rush of movies coming in the next month, you know. John Wick 4, I'm on holiday in that one, but when I come back, I'll definitely watch it. That Cocaine Bear movie, Creed 3 as well, Shazam 2. And if that's not enough, in April, early April, first week, Mario comes out. And that's just like tip of the iceberg. That's just the next month and a bit. There's a lot of big movies coming out this year, so it's going to be a great time for plenty of moviegoers. Hopefully they're all good. That would be fantastic. That would help for sure. Even Dune 2 is this year. Dune 2 is in November. I can't wait. What else? Mission Impossible 7, Guardians 3. There's a lot more I haven't even mentioned for sure. There's a lot. I also remembered like there's a church that rents out the cinema in the morning, so they'll be here. Also, I also missed my screening. There was a 1:30 IMAX screening. I was not on time, but I was 10 minutes late. Completely sold out. Couldn't get a ticket. I should have booked it earlier. But I thought, just in case I woke up late, because I slept really late last night, I thought, let's not book it. Should have booked it. So instead of the 1:30 in IMAX, I'm going to watch it in just a normal screening, just no IMAX. I really want to see it in IMAX. Any big movie, I want to see in IMAX. But I'm not doing it, unless I wait 3 hours, which I don't want to, because I got videos to record today, and I got work tomorrow, so yeah, that's annoying. I'm still going to watch it. I'm still going to be grateful, but I would have preferred IMAX. There's one advantage though. I don't have to pay an upfront fee. I've got a membership at the cinema, so I pay like £18 a month, and I get unlimited movies for free and 25% off food. It's very useful. But for IMAX or 4DX, you still got to pay like £4 or £5 up front for each 4DX IMAX screening. So I don't have to do that. I don't pay anything extra. So yeah, but I have got time to get food, so I get some nachos and we're gonna go in. But I just wish it was IMAX. Can't believe I did that. But I saved £5, so then I'll spend £5 on nachos. Here we go. Got our nachos. We're in screen 7. Let's go in. It's not quite IMAX, but it's big enough. It will do. Or is it? Well, that was quite something. I'm gonna get home first, and then I'll let you know what I think. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. Let me get the worst part out the way. MODOK. MODOK was so cringy and so weird, man. Like, I understood the origins, like in terms of the movie, like I feel like the origins of the character actually worked. It would have worked if they did the story right. But regardless, like I've never read the comics, but I always imagined MODOK to be like I kind of like knew who he was. Not exactly, but I had I've seen videos about him. So like I kind of expected him to be a bit less cringy than he was in the movie. Yeah, I don't know what else to say without spoiling really, but yeah, I was disappointed by MODOK because I knew he'd be in it. I just expected better from MODOK, so let's leave it at that. But as for the other villain, Kang the Conqueror, he was cool. I liked him. I liked him. Now with Kang is a bit different to Thanos. Kang's supposed to be the next big Avengers level threat. The next Avengers movie is literally called the Kang Dynasty, right? He is the next big bad, and that's what we've been missing so far since Endgame. There's not been like a big bad villain. It's been like individual stories, which is fine. Like we don't have to have everything like be a grand thing. That's okay, but like still, like considering they're still doing Avengers movies, there's still got to be like this big threat, and you got to go bigger than Thanos, of course. And Kang is this next threat, so you know they got to do him right, especially at the start of his storytelling. And I think they did him quite well. I think I feel like the ending of the movie could have gone a bit better in terms of like the grand scale of things. But I really liked him as a villain. I thought he was really interesting, really menacing. I feel they really sold him as a scary, terrifying villain. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him cause chaos in the next bunch of movies. There's also plenty more Kang in the after credit scenes. There's 2 after credit scenes. There's a mid credit scene and a scene right at the end of the credits, both involving Kang and a reference to another Marvel project. I'm not going to say much else without spoiling. But the point is, I liked Kang. Kang, I think, worked. Could it work better? Sure. I think the ending of the movie should have been done better. But I think they saw him as a menacing villain, and we're going to see many variants of him coming up. We saw a nicer variant in the Loki TV show. Now we've seen this version. We're going to see many more versions in future movies, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out. It's certainly different and more of a grand scale than Thanos, because Thanos was just one guy with an army, of course, but Kang is many people, so that's interesting in itself. As for the movie as a whole, it's sort of like half good and half bad. Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's very on and off. There's some really cool bits. There's a few funny bits as well, of course. It's Marvel and it's Ant-Man, of course they'll have jokes. But the jokes actually weren't as much as I thought, but still, like, yeah, there's some things where I'm just like, it's going a bit too slowly. It's not just like, I don't mind slow scenes. Slow scenes can be great if they're done right. They weren't done right here. It just felt like it was dragging sometimes. It's only a 2-hour movie, by the way. It's not that long for movies nowadays, blockbusters especially. But some scenes felt like they dragged a bit too long. But there were some really cool action scenes. Some scenes that I really liked, and as I said, it was like half good, half bad. That's just how I view it. It wasn't like, oh, the first half was good, the second half was bad, or the other way around. It was just like the good and bad was like everywhere across the movie, if that makes sense. But yeah, I didn't hate it. Like it was better than everything since Endgame, apart from No Way Home, and I guess Black Panther 2 as well. So apart from those, I mean, it's not saying much, but apart from Black Panther 2 and No Way Home, then this would be the 3rd place in terms of movies after Endgame. Not before Endgame, after Endgame. So that's where I'd probably rank it. If I was to rank it overall, I don't know, probably somewhere in the middle. Maybe somewhere in the middle, probably. But yeah, like it definitely could have been better, but it could have been a lot worse. Most of the movie is in the quantum realm, so it's not like it's called Quantumania and half of it's on Earth. No, there's some Earth scenes, but the vast majority of movies in the quantum realm. It doesn't take them long to get into it, which is great. They didn't spend too much time. Although the scenes on Earth are actually pretty good. I actually liked the storylines. I'm also wondering, like, there's certain characters they left out, and I'm wondering why. I just thought it would have been interesting to see those characters. But yeah, it's nowhere near a perfect movie, but it's not terrible either. Half good, half bad, so it's just all right in the middle. If I was to rate it, probably a 6 or a 6.5 out of 10. I think I'd put it around there. For me, like 7 is like a pretty good, not it's pretty okay, and like 8 is where it starts getting good. So that's my rating system. I just can't quite give it a 7 because like half of it I'm not very fond of. But yeah, it was fine. It just wasn't great, but also wasn't bad. But the main thing that made it good was Kang the Conqueror. They did this villain quite well. MODOK, not so well, but Kang, they did quite well. And they introduced some new characters who I thought were quite interesting. Probably not recurring characters, but some new characters nonetheless. So I'm intrigued. Also, the ending, it kind of felt like, oh, that's the ending? Then they changed the ending, if that makes sense. I don't, without spoiling it, it won't make sense to you, but you might know what I mean if you've seen it. But yeah. This is something that, like, I remember I watched a review of Sean Chandler right? And he's normally one of the nicer reviewers, even though he can be critical as well. He said, watch it if you're a Marvel fan, pretty much. That's not exactly what he said, but it's pretty much made for Marvel fans, and I can see that. I feel like people who watch the Marvel movies will like this. That's how it works mostly, but like I feel like there's a lot of people who'd enjoy some of the movies without having to be a Marvel fan. I feel like like Black Panther, for example, or Spider-Man No Way Home. You don't need to be an MCU fan to enjoy those, you know, or the first Avengers movie. You did not need to be a Marvel fan to. I mean, that's the movie that really like put them on the map, really like shot them up. Yeah, the point is, there's plenty of big. Guardians of the Galaxy is another one. That's completely different to most Marvel movies. You don't have to. Not with a lot of movies, you don't have to be a Marvel fan. You don't have to like it that much to actually enjoy some of the movies. But this one in particular, I actually agree with him. I feel like if you're not really a fan of the movies, chances are, if Kang doesn't mean much to you, then you might not like it that much. I feel like it's mainly made for the ones who know Marvel and know what's coming and know who Kang is. So I'd put it there. Yeah, like if Kang doesn't get you, you probably won't like the movie. That's just what I'm saying. That's just what I'm saying. But yeah, I liked Cassie. She was well, I mean, she's fairly new. Obviously, she's grown up now because of the Endgame blip. But I think they used her as a good character in this, for sure. And all the main characters they played it well acted. The effects are fine. Definitely not perfect. There's some scenes that looked a little bit weird, but I don't think it was awful. I never got taken out of the movie. But yeah, the effects were not... They weren't as good as I thought they would be, but passable effects, shall we say. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to give it 6.5 out of 10. Let's give it 6.5. It's not quite on the quite good section of 7, but it's just there. There's just too much not good in it to push it up. 6.5 out of 10. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. And the next one is Guardians 3. Speaking of Guardians, I need to watch the holiday special. I never watched that. I'm a bit late for that, but it is canon. Also, there is Groot. He's fallen asleep, just like this vlog. Goodbye.